I'm live. It's another week, another Monday. Oh joy. But it's almost over. Some people it is already over. Some people it's the middle of the next day. Well, okay, maybe. Well, yeah, I guess there probably are some people in the world who it is the middle of the next day for, but others it's still in the morning of the next day. Time zones are weird. Anyway, yeah, I'm live. I'm here. I'm playing Satisfactory, despite thinking at one point potentially yesterday that, yeah, I don't know about that. Oh boy. Apparently, I've already recorded over a gigabyte of footage in 6 minutes. In 6 minutes, and I've been talking for about a minute of that. Anyway, so yeah, why was there almost no Satisfactory? Well, simply put, you know that factory I started Saturday night? The one that's going to be producing like all the aluminum related products and heavy modular frames and turbo roomers and things like that? All the things? I still want to do that, but the problem is that that factory is going to require multiple instances of like setting up specific machines to put out specific amounts of things like, 23.624. I almost made a Chicago reference there without even intending to. What is it? 25 to 624? Anyway, um yeah, it's very specific amounts, right? Very specific decimal amounts. And I don't want to have to set up a ton of extra machines just to account for that. I want to just manifold in, manifold out. But the only way to realistically do that is with mods. Or, overproduce and then just saturate lines, and I'm not doing that. Overproducing on the initial inputs is one thing, but overproducing on things further down the line, like your ingots and then your resulting products from those, not happening. So until I can have auto splitters back, I think that factory is just going to sit there with a set of like three different sets of refineries, not completely configured, but kind of there, and just it's just going to sit there, not doing anything, because, yeah, like I said, I cannot be bothered to do the vanilla way. And, okay, yeah, I could simplify the factory down immensely. But I don't want to do that. I want to produce a factory that builds these ridiculous amounts. And I want to be efficient about it, but I don't want to have to, nitpick every little thing to ensure I'm getting specific amounts out of every set of machines, and yeah, I'm not doing that. So that factory will wait, and instead, in the meantime, we'll work on other projects. And since I'm putting that factory on hold, the first thing is going to be getting some basic aluminum processing up and processing, yes, up and running, because I need aluminum sheets for Mark V belts. As simple as that. I need those aluminum sheets. I'll make some casings as well, just because. And then once that's done, work on that starter factory I pointed out that I never completed, because honestly, I stopped working on that because of the specific amounts required. I had a look at it. What was I complaining about? Yeah, there's some specific amounts, but you know how much easier that factory will be to set up? Vanilla load balancing sucks. Especially when you're trying to get specific amount. It sucks. But it's so much simpler than the large aluminum related factory that I was going to do. So, yeah, we'll work on that. Probably refactor my steel production as well. Reduce the amount of miners required for that, and up the outputs all at the same time, making it more efficient. Of course, that means also getting water into the desert, but there's a nearby lake. It's fine. And then once that's all done, if mods still aren't released, I guess we'll be working on train networks or something? I don't know. I haven't really thought about building factories beyond this because I was kind of just waiting to get to phase 5 to figure things out, since that's going to require, like, production lines for all the project parts. Yeah, I'm just trying to build out basic factories for building components at the moment. So I don't know. We'll see about that last one, the train networks, but we will get loaded in here. Good to see I re-enabled all the UI elements, since I was doing some 5M related stuffs yesterday. And yeah, you can see I came out here, was it yesterday? It had to have been yesterday, because I didn't touch the game at all today, until now. I came out here to work on stuff. My flashlight on? It sure is. And just, yeah, again, getting load balancing done for that. That's copper sheets, I believe, and then the iron's over there. It's just, no. Just no. I've still got almost a full inventory's worth of stuff. Like, I don't want to deal with any of that. So instead, we're going to go this way, run into a power tower immediately. Hell yeah. And we're going to go down the coast a little bit, but my goal is going to be up there somewhere. Oi! Bastard? Anybody else? I guess running into them aggroes them on me, even though that wasn't at all what I was trying to do. Anyway. Shall we go up? I don't know exactly where I need to be. Other than somewhere up here, somewhere is a copper node or two that I'm gonna want, and then a little ways away will be a bit of nastiness, a bauxite node that I want. I don't have any explosives on me, do I? No, of course not. Try and re-upload as many of those as possible, because hopefully I shouldn't need too many of them. Almost half. Trying to be a little efficient about not using all of my fuel. I did not get the slide jump I wanted there. Let's go clearing this shit out anyway. Do I need to? Not necessarily. But I can grab that Mercer Sphere that's apparently right there. Dick. I hate those little ones. They're so easy to miss. Alright, well I guess what I should do is not press that or that, but instead do that. Really? Am I that far away? Huh. So long, berry bushes. What's meant to be up here? A slug? What a... Okay, we good on the fart rocks now? No. Now I think we might be good. Okay, so there's this node right here, and then if I'm here, that means that the other node is behind me? This way. Yes, it's right here. Okay. So this will be important. Oh, there's the nitrogen that I was going to need. So I was going to need nitrogen for cooling things, cooling devices or whatever. And here's that nitrogen that I was going to use, again, for the factory that's down here somewhere that I won't be touching for a while. Hopefully not too long. It's been almost a month. I'm sure that the mod devs who have been hard at work over this past month are probably closer than not. Well, the framework devs at least. Closer than not to having the framework released and make it so that people can start updating their mods for 1.0. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do everything here, but I am going to need to not look at the map. I'm going to need a whopping 32 copper per minute. Not a lot, is it? I'm just gonna set that, and we're gonna go off find that bauxite node so I can start considering how to proceed forward. I am gonna have to go up here. Hey look, a SAM node with some spicy rocks around or something. Oh, I don't think it was quite the SAM node that was spicy so much as that slug up there, but regardless. Spiciness was in the air. Can you please? Oh, it's a hard drive with a radioactive hog around it. Nice. I want to say the node is up over here, because I don't remember it being in the greenery. And yeah, it's literally right there. Bauxite. I want to go, like, even that way, maybe? Probably. Something's going on down below here somewhere. Don't know exactly where, but I can hear it. Well, it's not as though we don't already know that this general area of the map is, troublesome, to say the least. In fact... Yep. There's some spiciness right there. There's also... Oh, there's a purple slug up there. There's hard drives around. There's one up there. I've already gotten it, obviously. I think that's a piece of the same wreckage. There's another hard drive over that way, which again I've gotten. Basically, if it's a hard drive in the world that's available somewhere and it doesn't require superposition oscillators, I've gotten it. Oh boy, my timing is not good on those. Lost a bit of health. Where is your... There it is. I didn't want to attack that one. I only wanted to attack the other one. Look at all this free ticket. These free tickets. So many free tickets. They tried. Not very hard, but they tried. So let's see, with this I'm going to need 200. And that's it. Yeah, so I definitely want to go that way somewhere. Where exactly, I do not know. Tower does reach here. I should probably just start building, honestly. If I was to go down starting with a... Well, actually, could I just get away with a... I could. I'd rather go steeper than not. Can you zoop the correct direction, please? Actually, why not just do this? Not all the way down, obviously. Boy, you can be quite annoying, can't you? I was thinking I might bring the copper and bauxite together somewhere along the way, but yeah, I'm thinking the bauxite will just, or the copper will just come down that way. And they'll meet up on the ground. And again, this will just be a temporary setup, because I will need to reclaim these bauxite nodes, I believe, for later. When the factory down over that way eventually gets going. But for now, at least, it gets repurposed. Now it gets repurposed and we just build something to bridge the gap between then and now, basically. Yeah, and there's that factory. You can actually see it over there. Part of it. Walking on nothing briefly there. Better yet, I can do that while just sliding. Oh, balls. No, it stopped just before because another one would have actually been visible. Alright. I wish you would stop doing that, game. Please. No. Yes. Such a nuisance. Could be slightly more efficient about the belts, but it's not that big of a deal. Hopefully that cable makes it down. I don't think it's going to make it to the platform, actually. I was hoping it would, but we need another hole in the middle. Oh, of course. Yep, definitely gonna need another pole. Might as well just do it here, because it doesn't really matter all that much. The reason I'm doing this right now, of course, is because I don't really want to have to go back up there, even though I probably will use this to get back up, to hop back over to the copper. Supposedly that sound, which apparently might be geysers, apparently that's been fixed internally, but not publicly yet. Alright. And I'm coming down here specifically, coming down to this area, because I do need a little bit of oil, and I do mean a little bit. A little copper, a little oil. It's not strictly necessary for processing bauxite, but it's technically the more efficient way, and I mean this factory is going to produce a decent amount of items for not a lot of power, probably. I don't know, I haven't looked at the power requirements because I'm not that concerned about it. River back there. I see a Mercer sphere. Not protected by anything radioactive, what a surprise. In this part of the map, you just expect to come across things that are radioactive. Hi. Or fart rocks. See? Radioactive. I might as well pick it up since I already cleared out this area. Easy enough to grab it. Is that a, Yep, there's a sphere. Let's not go down there. I'm not that desperate for Mercer spheres, after all. Something like that ought to be good, and then I can just ignore the berries poking through because they're berries. Yeah, this'll do. Can I actually get it aligned such that... Yes, I can. I don't need to chop anything down this way. I can bring the power through over top of it as well, and look at that, I'm just navigating through the trees. Isn't that convenient? I'm aiming for over there, though. Okay, what way do you want to snap? That way. There we go. Do I just go for the 2-meter ramp and send that down a long ways and then cut over that way eventually? I might. I love how it sends it off to the side before going down sometimes. Really helpful. That's a joke, of course. It's not helpful in the slightest. Something I'll definitely want to do sooner rather than later is get these miners hooked up to power. Specifically this copper miner. Because it is going to take a while to get stuff where I want it. Yep, not in line with that yet. Just keep going down. Suddenly that was perfectly okay with being placed there. Despite complaining about clipping previously. Honestly, I might just be able to do these 4-meter double ramps. That only works on the 1-meter ramps. I might be able to get away with just using these ramps, not doing the steeper ones. Digigeson? Aluminum scrap or wet concrete? Ooh. Yeah, those are both pretty good. Though some people will say that wet concrete is never worth it, but... yeah, those people are mostly min-maxing power consumption, I think, more than anything. Yeah, honestly, that's part of why I eventually just gave up on just waiting around for things. Just went and got all the hard drives so I could immediately scan for everything, because then when I'm faced with a situation like that, the worst I have to choose is which one I want then and just re-roll for the rest. And also, you know, literally any time that I need or I unlock something, I can just go plop a hard drive in the scanner and immediately be on to researching the alternate recipes. I did, of course, do all that exploration off-stream, which some people might not like, but oh well. Well, not all of it, but most of it. Cool. Probably branch off of that. Alright, last little bit to the bottom. There was no real reason to have it up in the air in the first place, so let's just get in there. Yeah, that makes sense, Geeson. Makes sense. If you're fine on concrete, then yeah, I'd definitely go for the aluminum one. Alright, I can remove that marker. Hey, can you get off of literally where I want to place the machine right now? No? Well, it left. Okay, so this is kind of ridiculous, but the amount of oil that I need... That much. 20 cubic meters per minute. Yeah, what? Got a problem? Flying a little close. Honestly, probably build the factory around here. Is this enough to fit everything? No. Not too far off, but not quite enough for everything. There we go. We can hook that over into here. There's no buttons. Ah. Lame Twitch. They're the ones that don't want you to have buttons more often than not, after all. Let's see, I want a priority power switch on this. This is non-critical. That's probably too long, and also that bounces back and forth way too quick, and no, it actually is fine. Also, I am going to move this up to there because I do not want that factory turning off ever. Do not want that. It is such a pain in the ass to jumpstart because of the recipes chosen. I do not want to have to deal with that. There's a bit of grass there. Next stream you'll have one? Nice. All the buttons. Such a short segment, but I mean, is what it is. Doesn't quite reach. Okay, I can corner cut here. I don't think I need that much space, so... just bring this out over to here, I guess. Alright, the ores are flowing. Take them a little bit to get down here, but until then, work on everything else. Okay, there's no gap there. Sun just set. And now we're getting a reflection through the land. Okay. Alright, so bauxite. Production refinery. We really don't need much. Do I want to do that? I don't think I want to do that. Do that, and then move it over. Oh, that's where I originally had it. So this is going to be one refinery of sloppy alumina. And then this is going to be two refineries of, annoyingly enough, electrode alumina scrap. Aluminum scrap. Not mean to do that. So yeah, the 240 is going to get split evenly between these two. And, oops. That's that. Concrete is just extra polished. Not mine. And I could very easily. Where's the materials? Coat it. But that's plastic. I've got plenty, but I don't feel like wasting it on that. No, don't you dare. Thank you. Again. I said again. Don't make me do it. Nuisance. It'll take a second, but we should slowly but surely gain oil in here, because again, only 20 per minute. Yeah, you can see it, although it looks more like water at that point. There's a little tiny bit of fluid there. Yeah, see it? See the pixels? I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't. Which, after all. Watching the recording back later on YouTube, once it's available there, then maybe you will see it. Alright, so this is heavy oil residue, which is just gonna be... what? That much. Wish I could specify the input, because that was the nicest number to specify. But alas. Not an option. I'm gonna need to do something with that extra crap. And literally what I'm gonna do with it is this. Do that, and then awesome sink right here, and to the left will be overflow. That way I don't have to deal with that. I can have a small backlog, which will actually... Can I access it through here? Yes, I can. I will be able to access it from anywhere. But the main thing I want out of this is the oil. Something like that, I guess. That's a straight line, and then that's lined up. Pump that back 2, pump that up 1, feed that in. And again, this will be petroleum coke at, once again, that much. What are you wanting? Items and alumina solution. Let's do it this way. My usual way of doing it. That should be sufficient. One right there as well. Run this along there. That's a little far away. I know I can just snap it there. I don't like doing that though. As I've said multiple times before. I definitely could have moved it a bit closer. That's a Mark II like it should be. You go here, and then I'll get caught on that. Move that back 2. There we go, since we won't have straight mode for pipes for probably at least a little while. Someday. Alright, so the aluminum solution goes that way. Alumina solution, rather. Did I really just call it aluminum solution? Anyway. The items from this I think I went a little too close in, so I'll do the back one. Oh good, sounds like there's something crawling around in the ceiling. I love it when those stupid things are in there. What are they? I don't know. But they don't belong there, that's for sure. Yeah, that's barely fitting. On that line, put it back there. Run a belt between here and there, throw a merger on, snap it, delete that. Delete the conveyor poles because I don't need them, and delete that. And then I can have a Mark IV belt or a Mark IV lift run that away. And that'll be my aluminum scrap that goes off to the smelters. Now the other thing I have to deal with is making sure all this is hooked up properly. This water is going straight into here. Except not like... well, I could do it like that, but I won't. One more higher than that. I'm gonna delete both of those and replace them with these. Because I think it looks better without having the extra pipe bits there. Alright, and then... well... is this gonna be deep enough for a pump? An extractor, rather? It is. Excellent. Am I gonna have the space to do this? I'm gonna give myself a bit more space to work with here. Not much, but just a bit more. Just to make sure I do it right. Oops. You know, that can go there. Don't know how much I'll actually use that shortcut, but it's there if I ever remember to use it. Yeah, definitely want to stick to a Mark I pipeline pump because it fits versus the other one doesn't. So this should give me, because I do need some water, this should give me the extra water that I need to fuel this. Hey, did I not flip the switch or something? I know it's just over there, but I can also do this. Yeah. Now it's connected. Well, that was a mistake. It should have been connected a long time ago. Also, there's one of those things over there. That's exciting. Here, I'll do this just to make it look a little bit nicer. Alright, that'll feed down eventually. Yeah, the belts don't look great with those humps, and I do know a way to make that better. But do you think I can really be bothered to do that? I'm gonna need to do this to try and fill it. Just to start. I might have to power the pump as well. Do I want to connect that there? Probably not. Why are you not feeding in? Because you're still filling, I guess? Oh, right. Yeah, okay. We'll just let it fill and then should fill up to 50, I believe. Come on. Not yet. I want to pre-fill this with water and ensure that basically there's enough water in the system such that it can continue to run, but I don't really want this full, if that makes sense. So, flush the pipe segment. Flush the pipe segment. And it's going to continue to overspill, but I don't want to flush the entire network. Just clear out the excess water because I want that to be the primary output. That's why I have this VIP, variable input priority junction, something like that. Why I have that set up. But I obviously need to get things working in the first place. And this shouldn't have an output. Or this. Shouldn't have an item output. Should only be fluids. And it is. Alright, well. That's the first little bit. The copper's still not here. Not that that's that surprising, excuse me. Don't see any of it. It'll show up soon enough. Anyway, according to the bot, it's time for a break. 15.3, yeah. That. And, well, let me do this. Button 1. Button 2. Oh, well, button 3. Should only be one button, but Elgato doesn't want me to be able to press one button. You did turn it on, right? Yeah, decent. It's not like it's turned off by default. It's connected to power, it's just a matter of waiting for it to actually go. Like, if I look at the grid, you can't see this, but I'm looking at a power pole that is now not connected to the main grid and not connected to the oil extractor. 6.5 megawatts of power draw. The only thing on the line is going up the slope to the copper miner. It's just 32 items a minute. It's not very fast. So, it'll get to the bottom when it gets to the bottom. It'll take a little while, but that's what this break will help with. Hopefully it should be near the bottom, if not at the bottom, once I come back from the break. Speaking of which, I'm taking a break. I'm going to take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, and, just get away from the computer for a little bit. During this time, I am going to run some ads. It's the only time during the stream that I run ads, besides the start and end of the stream. Prevents pre-rolls for the next hour and ensures that the gameplay itself is completely ad-free at the cost of having some ads during a point of the stream that you don't have to watch. You can, mute the stream, put it in the background, or if you really want to go all out, I guess you can just pause the stream. That works too. Always prefer you let the ads play even if you don't watch them or listen to them, but, do as you will. Not like it's much revenue anyway. Anyway, when I come back, we'll continue setting up this factory. I don't think it'll take that long, because there's how many more machines? About a dozen. Not a lot. Should be doable in an hour, easily. And then we can get working on another factory that I already started working on at some point. Anyway, BRB. Alrighty, I am back, and Kiosk didn't even need Geeson to scare him. He was already scared or something, I don't know. Hi, Kiosk and Static. I think I see ore on the horizon, and by on the horizon, I mean up the hill. In fact, I think it's literally just cresting the final thing, and yeah, it's literally right there. You can very easily see it even in the background if the resolution is high enough. I mean, this belt goes very slowly. It's not even doing that much. Why am I still on that? But, I mean, it goes. And it goes here as well. I'm not fixing that. That doesn't have power, and that's fine. Connect that in so that can get processing. I should probably connect these in so that these can get processing. And hope that they work just fine. So you're preloaded with water, and there's a bit more water perhaps in the pipes that will fill you up. The important thing is that these fill up sooner rather than later so that they can start providing water this way before I finally connect that, and that can make up for the difference. Unfortunately, petroleum coke hasn't quite gotten around to being produced yet. Not a sufficient amount of it, at least. Going. But it'll take a second for it to all go. Meanwhile, while that's all working, the aluminum scrap's got to go somewhere, and I mean, why not just do an array of smelters kind of like this? Let me do it this way. Now, in reality, I only need 6.6667 of these. So I'm going to need to do this. Easy. And then this can be that. What's the inputs on that? Well, for these it's 40. Give me a break, game. That's going to be 60 out of each of them. And that's going to be 160. And then that. And you let's go like that. Okay, are you getting water from this? A little bit. You're struggling for that. I think at this point I'm good to just connect this and let it run. Because realistically I need more water. But it should always, because of the way that this is set up, it should prioritize this line over that line, even if this is going to have to do most of the work at the moment. It should balance out. That's all there. This is slowly but surely going. Honestly, I might even speed this up just because it's a bit of a trip. Just because I can. And this is all working fine. I mean, obviously it's going to work. This is flowing. That's good. Yeah, it all seems to be going into there, which is ideal. And then these are set up to do that and that. Because I'm going to need 80 on one side, I'm going to need 120 on the other. I can just fit this in here, right? I don't see why not. There. Doesn't clip. And then we just build one of these out in the water where it's deep enough. And that will provide plenty of head lift to get it up and over. Yeah, you can just go there. And it's connected, and then this can be pure copper. Oh, I need 2.1 refineries? Really? Alright, guess I'm overclocking. I need to be producing 80 per minute. Yeah, you can't do that, and that's full up already. What do I use that for? Priority power switch, I guess? Oh well. Doesn't leave a ton of room. Give me a break. Delete that power pole, delete that unnecessary power pole. Now it fits. Let's see, that'll be 60. 80, and then 100, 120 from there. And you're already full up on copper ingots, which is good. Is this processing sufficiently? Not really. Well, that's full up on that. That's not getting sufficient water as a result. So I need to get these working. Still got that muscle memory from update 5 where you had to manually upgrade the things every time you place them. Didn't automatically do it like this. Like now it'll place a Mark II power pole, right? Versus before it would place a Mark I and then you had to upgrade it for Mark II. Nice changes, those. Yeah, you can go there. and they immediately start flowing, and look at that, it's flowing smoothly, which means I didn't slow down the belts anywhere. It is stuttering a little bit in here, but that's fine, as long as it's flowing in smoothly. Otherwise, that's all that matters. That's allowing those two to work, which should hopefully allow that to work. It's a shame that this isn't completely self-sufficient, but whatever. And then the 120 is actually going to go towards 4 assemblers, and then the other one is going to go to just over half an assembler. Don't ask me how that works. Actually, it's very easy to figure out how it works. It's called production rate. You can literally just target this. There. Done. Math, it does stuff with numbers. Yeah, exactly. So that actually needs to be a Mark II belt. And then the other 4 will be like, I don't know, put them here. I told you this platform would be big enough. Nudge that off to the side since the placement got screwed up. It's a little tight, but that's fine. What we're going to do is run this into there, and then run that into there. And then that can run into there, and then it's you and you. Which then runs flag. Please cooperate. There and there. Take it out of straight mode, because otherwise it won't work, but then I need straight mode back on to make these work. I need to push that a little further out. Put a splitter there. Put a splitter there. Crazy bug pattern sometimes, I swear. Yep, that's what I wanted. There. Copper is evenly split between the two. Aluminum goes in, that's aluminum casings. These are aluminum sheets. Yes. And then all these need is power. I can just put there something like that. There. And then this can go there. This can go there, and then just get mergers going. Actually, that will not go there. Nor will that go there, come to think of it. And the reason is this. Because I want a smart splitter. And a smart splitter. Right is going to be overflow. Get these all hooked up. And then you are going to be any to the left, overflow straight ahead. There. Now, of course, both of these are going to get that on top. Only producing 120, so this is going to always decrease. So be it. If I turn these off, they'll be allowed to back stuff and allow things to kind of sort themselves out a bit. You need power. Is that clipping? Nope. But again, I wish that that would work. Fine. It'll be like that. I'll just turn you all back on, and you can produce until you back stuff. Aluminum, aluminum, aluminum. Alright, now I need to get this routing done, because obviously I'm gonna have an awesome sink somewhere, and in theory I could just have one, but having two isn't gonna hurt anything either. There we go. Simple overflow to ensure that it always works once power is hooked up. Now I just need to let it back stuff a little bit, which might take a while. The reason for back stuffing is to ensure that everything flows properly. Disassembler. What about that? I hadn't, and then I did. That's got really good uptime. Oh, the output. Yeah, that was purposeful. I guess this one is fine to let produce because the inputs are kind of a bit better balanced, but I mean, you can see even with the balanced input, it's still struggling a bit to meet demands. So I just want to allow it to back stuff a bit. So back stuff the outputs, and then back stuff the inputs, and then, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm well aware of it. Not a problem. But 1.3, this varies a lot. Sometimes it's like 1.5, 1.6, other times it's down to 1.3, maybe even as low as 1.2 something. But that's still, you know, 1.3 to 1.5 million typically. That's a fair amount of points per minute. And of course I'm now having polymer resin accumulating in here, which is good because it's actually useful for some things. I'll have a large reserve here, and then the rest will go off to the overflow. That will overflow to the right. This will overflow straight ahead. Make sure that those are all set up correctly. And look at that, I got plenty of concrete to spare. Got a little complicated down at this end, but that's fine. And yeah, it's going to take less than an hour to complete. It took less than 20 minutes to complete. What are you producing? 100%? 100%? You're running not fully filled up. But that's okay, letting the copper build up in there. These are still going to be producing for a while because those stack to 200 and I don't have enough readily available to things. That was the entire reason. Like, keep in mind it was filling for a little bit. I only have 200 sheets. I don't really have enough to keep going, which is why I needed to do this, to ensure that I had plenty of aluminum sheets for building Mark V belts. Because it's going to be important for building that factory over there, which is actually going to use the oil from over here and that bauxite and possibly the other one. Depends. Because I can't get the full 2400. I don't need that much. I think I should be able to get away with just those two nodes. Because there's another one up there, right? And then there's this bauxite node. Actually there, that's the copper node. I can't get the full 1200 out of a Mark III miner at the moment. You know, I'm stuck with 780. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. There is no 6. Floating boulder. Any geysers in the area? Not that close. 750 meters is, yeah, that's there. Alright, are you backstuffing? Almost. Almost backstuffed. Hey, we got the bug somewhere. I saw that on another one of my factories. I don't remember which one, but I think it's a bug with how the items realign themselves. It's a known bug, but I'm not sure it's one that they're going to fix. And I mean, like, you know, does it need to be fixed? It's just a funny little quirk of the belt system sometimes. It doesn't always happen. But every now and then you get one of these things where it's trying to straighten out, but it decides, no, actually I need to spin the other way, almost entire way around to straighten up. Yeah, I think this is the second time I've had this happen, that I've noticed. Copper is backstuffed here. Yeah, I don't want to actually backstuff that fully, so I'm going to start letting that flow out. Those aren't a symmetrical model. Really not. I mean, to be fair, I'm not even going to point out what, but there's a number of things in this game that are not symmetrical. Yeah, it ends up with the same rotation in the end, regardless. Okay, that one's good. Could be 120, right? So that is a Mark II belt, and then it immediately goes down to 2 Mark Is. That's as fast as it needs to be. Yeah, fair enough, Kiosk. But I was also saying, like, there's a lot of things in this game that aren't symmetrical, even though they should be, realistically. Alright, this is starting to get there. Oh, interesting, that's moving closer that way. Well, that kind of makes sense, right? Because it's flowing in at 40 per minute, which is less than the speed of the belt. Foundries suck, yes. Yes, foundries are, I mean, they're just straight up not balanced side to side in the slightest. Kind of funny to see these sets of petroleum coke just flow over. You up to 100%? Hell yeah. Alright, so it looks like my my VIP junction there is working. Everything is flowing as it should be. These, of course, the inputs are more or less backstuffed. Okay, maybe the furthest ones aren't, because these can stack to 500, but I mean, that's plenty of a buffer. Not something I hadn't considered. Well, as long as they don't back stuff completely on ink... I don't want these backstuffing, but they can stack to 500. Again, we can see that here. They stack to 500, those things. So, yeah, because the aluminum backs us long before the copper does. I mean, at the same time, if we have this much backstuffed, it's probably fine. And that's cleared out its backlog. But it should still be going, because this should still be producing plenty. Is that a Mark II? No. Well, there's part of the issue. It's a good thing that I tried to backstuff this and realized, wait a minute, this isn't really working out how I thought it would. Because, like, why was that decreasing? That shouldn't be decreasing. This backlog disappearing makes sense. That decreasing doesn't. Yeah, that's a bit better. And also it means that we can now see items do the spin much faster. The mouse there once I had it. Oh boy. Okay, so you should be hovering around there. How are we doing over here? That's 80, that'd be 160, that'd be 160 plus 120 is 280, which is, yes, Mark III. Or Mark IV, rather. And then beyond that is Mark IV. I love that that's there. Alright, what are you back stuff to? 50, 47, 51, 50... Alright, we're good. Let it flow. this little factory is already finished. Didn't need to do much, to be fair. Just needed to be able to produce aluminum sheets and the other things as well. The casings. These aren't really used as much, but they are used for some things, including project parts, which I may or may not want to start on sooner rather than later. Like, for instance, how hard would it be for me to make nuclear pasta? Pressure conversion cubes? Alright, they're kind of difficult. But the copper powder's easy. Relatively speaking. Alright, we say goodbye to that factory. And we head back towards the one that I started working on off-stream and decided, you know what, no, I don't feel like dealing with this nonsense because exact amounts piss me off when I don't have auto-splitters. Except, the factory that's way down there is way worse than what this one is. So we're going back to it as a result. Cave down there, I guess. Oh. I apparently disconnected outside of the radius, and since I hadn't been flying or within power radius, it just dropped me onto the ground. So these are the nodes that I'm going to be using at some point. Iron nodes, at least. Let's see what I had done previously. So just keep in mind, all these extra power towers are purely for delivering power around so that I can fly. There's a limestone node there. You can see these are all set up to be what they are. I need to pull up what the factory is actually going to be producing. It's going to take me a second because I want to reorganize some things to make it fit a little bit more nicely on the screen. Of course, you can't see anything of what I'm doing, so you'll just have to bear with me for a moment. Screws! Why do I have to make screws? Screws indeed. This is kind of annoying to organize. How about that? Oh, still annoying. Okay, something like that. Yeah, sure, that more or less fits on stream. Screen? Okay, so this is iron. Let's just work on copper because copper ingots, I want 180. Gonna be just under 5, of course. How about we merge together 6 from one side. There's a power tower there. Let me just make sure these are all set to this, because again, it's been a few weeks since I actually worked on this. It's 225. So in order to get the 180 that I want, I'm gonna have to do this and this, and I might want to move this down to here. And likewise that. Oh, but that messes up the inputs. It's fine, I guess. I can just do this. Alright, and so this is gonna be Mark III. I want to split off any amount there, overflow forward, and then once again, any amount there, overflow forward. Although, I think what I want to actually do is do this, send it that way. No, I'll send it this way, and then I'll do this. This is kind of getting ridiculous. But you then do that, and then you set you immediately to a Mark III. So that way it splits evenly between the two sides. I want to split off. In order to get 120, I need 160 plus, or 120 plus 60, right? That's 180. And that also happens to be 60 and 120. So I want to split off Mark II and Mark II. And then that can stay Mark I. That's going to give me... I'm still going to make that a Mark III. And actually, I'm going to set the overflow to go this way, so that I can pull out of here. How much am I going to be producing? 743. That's fine. I'll have to do the math on that, but I have aluminum sheets being produced now. Look, see? The number went back to 800. Yay! So I don't have to worry about using aluminum sheets anymore. That's 225 into there. Minus 120 is 105, so I only need a Mark II belt in there. Minus 60 is just 45. So again, 225 flowing out of here. It will overflow forward, but default to going right, which will put 120 onto this belt, which leaves me with 105 going forward. And then this one, it defaults to going right with the overflow going over there, and that's a Mark I lift. So that sends 60 that way, giving me a total of 180, which then comes to this Mark III lift, which goes to this splitter, which will then split 90 that way, 90 that way. And because of this nice little thing that they did, knowingly or not, that allows us to put these lifts like this. I mean, honestly, it looks fine like that, so... This is the tiniest little bit of clipping, but like... Okay, there's Z-fighting. I was gonna say, there's not really any Z-fighting to speak of, so it's fine. But then there's that. Well, just don't look at that and it won't be an issue. The remaining bit goes off that way. That worked out so much more easily than I could have hoped for. It's still not perfect, obviously. Speaking of not perfect, the problem is that that's branching off of multiple things. There, something like that should be fine. I can actually have space to work here. What in the hell went on here? That didn't just happen now, did it? Couldn't have. How am I missing refineries? Hopefully they didn't have a custom amount set or something. I think there should be a custom value set somewhere. Up here or something? Do I not have it set? Found it. Yeah, so I need 24.625 refineries. And this, for whatever reason, is the one that's going to get more. I don't know. Anyway, let's set this back up now. Where is the one? There it is. Okay, in theory that's connected. There's no real reason for me to use two split belts like this, but that's what I'm doing, so deal with it. Okay, so it was you, and you are producing just over 60. Okay. Honestly, I'm going to get my cheat sheet out. There we go. Just an Excel spreadsheet that is basically a multiplication table that, well, the one row counts up from one, the other has values that correspond to typical outputs of machines. So it's nothing fancy. But it means that for more obscure amounts, like 37.5, I don't have to think too hard about it. Forgotten where I was. 75, 150, 225, 300. 225, except that should be 262.5, except 75, 150, and then this is 225, 225 is 450. And then from there it's Mark 5. Okay. And we have Mark Infinity belts with mods, but they're not available yet. Yeah, Coffee Stain did say no, but they didn't say no to modding. Something like that. And then these steamed copper sheets. Why did I make these so far apart? I don't know. So they're all producing 22.5. (18 to 7 balance. Fun. So these will both produce 90. And what I can then do is Smart Splitter and Merger. Sure, you know, I can literally just put a storage container right here, why not? Not like I need to have them in any specific spot now that the dimensional depot is a thing. Although that said, ooh. Okay. That's a challenge I hadn't considered. That's fine. I can work around that. Challenge being really? Damn it, I can't even nudge it. You bastard. Sounds like a great time, Kiosk. Meanwhile, there was literally a mod I've used in the past where you could... It was called modular load balancers or something like that. And it literally just allowed you to set up a bunch of inputs and a bunch of outputs in a variable amount. And it would just load balance. So you could literally just set up 18 inputs and 7 outputs, and it would just do it all for you. Not a problem. Hopefully that mod returns with 1.0. Very sad if it doesn't. Yeah, sure, I'll just have an awesome sink right here, why not? Okay, so this smart splitter will be set none forward, will be set default to the right, and then overflow to the left. So this will be 90 in, split 60 off that way, 30 that way. And then 60 copper sheets a minute go in here by default, and overflow will be that way. I have to not back stuff this. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. It could technically back stuff because it's just the ore miners, but let's not allow that to happen. And then the remaining 120 will go off to copper rotors, apparently. And yes. Or the audio is desynced from it. Surprised you're not running. I'm really surprised you're not running. They're definitely a different type of bird, that's for sure. Really don't care. They used to run away as soon as you got near them most of the time, and... Okay, I nudge it, and it runs away, finally. I miss my, Smallsome sink. I want Smallsome sinks back. These things are so obnoxious. Like, why does it have to be so big? Every single time. I could technically put that up one higher and it would sort itself out a little bit better, but... Alright, well the copper's dealt with, I just need to get the inputs done. Also, it's time for a break. As the bot said... Alright. Press the set of but. Alright, that's gonna need fixing, and I understand why it doesn't work. Fair enough. Anyway. It didn't... Okay, that's really gonna need fixing, because why did that do that? I thought I fixed this earlier. That's set to the right thing, that's not set to the right thing, but hey look, it's a new background. There was a while back where I said that I was gonna have backgrounds, right? Wait, what? You... I guess it was just because of that. Okay. So yeah, I have new backgrounds for the AFK scene. I was supposed to have these a few weeks ago, but I don't think that OBS really appreciated 4K videos. And also, I don't know if AV1 was causing it issues either, because I was trying to keep the file size down because 4K. But yeah, no, I just shrunk it down to 1080p and now it's fine. Probably, hopefully. Anyway, yeah, I recorded these. Fun fact, I recorded this and another background, which you'll see at some point in the future. April of last year. They were sitting on my hard drive for over a year untouched because I just couldn't be bothered. Yeah, Static, it's a video. It's not like just a short clip that repeats. It's an actual video of a day-night cycle. Well, this isn't the full day-night cycle, but it's more than enough for a break. Oh yeah, new AFK scene. And there's another one too. I still wish I could set a random background in one single press of a button, but no, you can't put random multi-action things inside of multi-actions on Stream Deck. Why, Elgato? Why? Why can't I put a random selection multi-action button thing inside of a multi-action button? It's so dumb. Oh well. Gotta collect them all, which is funny because it's a Pokemon background. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break. A few minutes, stand up, stretch, get away from the computer for a little bit. During this time, I am gonna run some ads. It's the only time during the stream I run ads, besides the beginning and end of the stream. Events pre-rolls for the next hour, disables pre-rolls for the next hour. Brain, please, you literally just said that. It's the only time during the stream I run ads, and by doing it now, it does it during a point in the stream where you don't have to worry about missing anything, and thus the gameplay itself is completely ad-free, and you don't have to worry about ad interruptions there. Boy, I just threw myself off completely with that. Anyway, when I come back, we'll continue working on this factory, hopefully get the iron output sorted, and then get the, I don't know, maybe we'll do wet concrete, because that's 7.5 refineries, and once it's done, it's done. Like, that's just it. And I can have that set up and running immediately. And I've got a fun idea to make it fill up the dimensional depot very quickly. Faster than I can use it, hopefully. Anyway, yeah. BRB. Alrighty. I am back, and Static, the problem is, the sequence that I want is, I want to disable, here, I'll do it, you might get a sneak peek of the new background, the other new background. I want to disable, already looped. I want to disable all the backgrounds, and there's my really old AFK screen. And then I want to have something that randomly enables one of a set of backgrounds. Hey, look. Like I said, there might be a sneak peek. Anyway. And then switch to the scene. I want that all on one button. It would need to be something that interfaces with an external script that I don't have to worry about opening another program or something that then interfaces with OBS. Because the button that activates, the second button in the sequence that activates the backgrounds, which, you know, I can just turn them on. You can hear the water in the background, right? That's the witness background. I can turn them on and off, but I have a button that does that to one of them at random. But I can't put that button inside of a multi-action that can execute a sequence of events. Yeah, it does static. The problem is, again, it needs to be something that can go in a multi-action. That's the real hang-up. Because the button works just fine on the Stream Deck. You saw it twice now. Well, okay, you didn't actually see it in action the first time, but you saw the result of it. But it can't go in a multi-action! Why? Let it be in a multi-action, Elgato, Corsair, whoever the fuck is responsible. Let it go inside of a multi-action. If it was allowed to go in there, it would be fine. Wouldn't be an issue. But no, you can't have a random multi-action that goes inside of a multi-action. No, you can't, Static. I already looked into it. There used to be a way to make it work. And then one of the more recent updates broke it. So I don't know if it worked at all previously. It might have, but it definitely doesn't now. Anyway, let's get on with the gameplay. So the copper sheets we're going to hold off on doing anything with. The copper itself is set to go between that and wires, which can go off over that way somewhere. I mean, honestly, hear me out. I just did... Can I fit 8 if I go, like, up here? Yeah, there's fine. Should be able to fit 8 before this node here. Hell yeah, it fits. Although, what if I instead did this and ensured that they're lined? I hit E again. Okay. Stop hitting E. Right there. Then somewhere here. What I can do is this. I don't know if that's going to be long enough, honestly. Yeah, that's not going to be long enough. Get out of blueprint mode. I need it to go further forward. But I can't Can I... I hope that's enough. I need enough of the belt to be sticking out. Yeah, that's enough. Such that I can grab it. Split the input 2 ways, and then the water can go like this. And we can delete this silliness. Have that go like that. And then same thing over here. Into there. And then also these are not sheets, they are wet concrete. Alright, just so I'm not being stupid. Yes. Very easy math, I'm aware. 75% clock speed there. And 75% clock speed here. And then this needs to be 700, no, it needs to be 900 limestone a minute. Well, I'm going to need another node then. I mean, technically I don't, however, you know, I can't actually get that much material into one belt at the moment. Like, I could very easily... Wait, is this a normal node? Oh, well, never mind then. Might even be impure at that speed. No, it is normal. Okay, so that can do a maximum of 600. So where's the nearest node of that, of similar flavor? Where am I? That'll be 600 right there, I guess, and then I'll need to grab another bit over here. Somewhere. There's one. There's two, and of course. Here, watch this. Get wrecked. Anybody else? No? Cool. Alright, and then we put a miner Mark II down on this at some point. Right, with normal nodes I need all three of them. Do I want to do that? I mean, the reality is... that really messes with things. These take 120 each. Means I can do 720 total, or 5 of them would be 600, which would be 2 nodes, and I could literally just do something like this. Bam. 5. No matter what, I'll need a second node. Oh, that. There's also the fact that these all need to be upgraded to Mark II lifts. Let's do that before I forget. Actually, what would it be? Well, yeah, what will it be? So that'll be 90, still a Mark III, in reality. Yeah, okay, 120 plus 90, that would be, what, 210? Which would be that, and then plus another 120. 330, which makes sense because it's 30 off. $330 plus 120 is 450, which again makes sense. Then a Mark III belt would fill there, Mark II belt over there. And yeah, let's just do it this way. So that'll be 300 per minute, which is Mark IV belts. Run that into there. And also take the hour and run it to there. I think that should be not centered. And then minor Mark II here. Because I don't want to really do the Mark III minor at this point. Yeah, that can't be put back. Nor can those. Just gonna have some things that I need to sync later. Put that down there as well, because why not? Anything else out of place? Nope. The water still needs to be dealt with. Let's see, 900, I need 750 water. That is more than one pipe's worth. So I might as well just split it into 2, so that's 400, 400. I just love how you can place these things in such random spots. Be really useful sometimes. Alright, how about this? No, give me a Mark 1 foundation. I'm just above the water. Fill that in, why not? Alright, so... right about there should be sufficient to fit one of these? Maybe not. Yeah, let's go over to here. Might be a little tight fitting a second one nearby, though. Yeah, just a touch. Yeah, never mind on this. Yeah, you can see these are all piped up. And then there's some more down there. I think this is for the copper? No, this is for the other side. Like that. Only 2 on that side. Well, that's annoying. Really can't fit much more in here. And there's enough space right here, I guess. Yeah, they are huge, aren't they, Chaos? Hello? Oh, I've already got them in, is why. Duh. Why are you not doing anything? So that'll be 800. Honestly, I think if I do this instead, bump you down to 200, and then bump you all the way up to full, or I could even just... I don't know. If I could fit another one in here somehow, that would be great, but... oh, well... I mean... sure thing. Well, actually, I could still do this. I deleted it, didn't I? $1,200 per minute. Yes, that's what I want. So I can do 400 here. And then this can be 300, and then this is 120. No. It's 200. So then I can have 2 sets of 400. 2 sets of 400. This into place there. I think there should be sufficient head lift. Like, that's only 8 meters. It might be borderline enough head lift, but it should be sufficient. That's not going to fit nicely. There we go. Can I improve you slightly by making you like that? Probably. Good enough. So that said, I guess I could do this. Never mind. I'll do it like this. That one's necessary though because it's going through there. Some of these down so that I can actually place things. Continue building as if nothing ever happened there. I want that as well. I'll run it like this. Obviously, I don't need this much water if I'm not going to commit to doing the full thing until I have a belt that can deal with it. And more supplies for Mark III Miner. But for now, at least, I want to do it this way. So, 100, 100, 200, 300. Technically, that's fine. And technically, it's only 750, not 800. actually. Save not only on overclocker thingies, but also... yes, these things. Power shards. But also on power in general. Okay. What do you output by default? 80? And you're only doing 60. Again, the towers are temporary until I have enough power running through the area that it's no longer necessary to have those around. Alright, well, nothing's saying I can't do this. So it should be 300 on each side. For a total of 600 on this side, which I can actually route up perfectly fine. The thing I actually want to do with this is a bit silly, honestly. I'm gonna set it up so that feeds 200 per minute into 3 different containers, once it's obviously belted up fully. So, straightforward will be any, and then over here can be overflow. And yet again, one of these things can be set up, taking up far too much space. But then the trick here is we're really going to go overboard. Mark III lifts because that's the maximum throughput you can get, 240 per minute. So no sense with going any lower, or higher rather. Can you stop facing the wrong way even though I'm... Don't start. Snapping. So in theory, this will allow 240 per minute times 6. 1440 limestone per minute being sent into the dimensional depot, because you are not limited on how much you can upload at a time. You are limited on how much you can upload per depot uploader. So 240 per minute times 6. And yeah, okay. Each of these will be receiving 200. They cannot support 480 the entire time, and thus I actually only need 2 of them. I don't need 3, but I mean, I want a lot of concrete. Yes, per minute. Exactly. I want a lot of concrete. Because you know how quickly you run out of concrete just doing this? Over and over and over again? I had to pause multiple times making this platform. Because I kept running out. And so I will be making 600 concrete per minute once this is able to run fully. And not cut down a bit right now as it is. Alright, shall we work on the iron now? What are the iron outputs? Well, first off, let me find the one that's running at a lower speed. Or the one that's running at a higher speed? Wait, what? I see. There's an extra set of 3, and out of that, one of these is running. Okay. That's why. That makes sense. That's fine. So 65 per minute, normally. $92. Yeah, they normally output 65. 2.61. 170 doesn't really play nicely. How do I do 170 without it being obnoxious? And we'll need a third as well. Just moved ever so slightly. Right at the wrong moment. Okay, so that is 65 times 3, which is 195. I need to split 25 off of that. How? What if I just didn't do that? You're set up to do that. 170. This only produces 130. What if I did 85? And 85. Because that would go fine. The input's gonna be a bit annoying to deal with, but that's okay. That's that. However, I'm going to need to subtract out another 40 from somewhere. 60 divided by 65 is 4. Cool. That's what we're doing. $135, 130, 195, 260. Okay. Now what about 840? An awkward amount. 420? Also an awkward amount. Okay. Doing math on my phone's calculator, so I need another 30. I think I can do this. So if I get 6 and then get one that produces only 30. Hey look, 46.1538. Isn't that amazing? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. $160 would be next. $225. $290. $355. $420. Okay, I want to add a sign here so that I will know $262.858 and then 260 and then 420. And so then the 840 is just everything else, except, again, 840 does not divide so nicely. So 65 times 12 is 780, which is convenient. $840 minus 780 is still 60. Love the double stutter. 92.3077. Look at that. Math. It's so magical how it just works. Also, Jesus Christ, people, math isn't that difficult. Just actually fucking think about it. And of course, the reason why I made that sign is so that I don't forget what I've done here, because we're very close to the end of the stream, and I will forget otherwise. There are pipes here that are very inconvenient. Oh well. Let's see, do I have a 65? I sure do. Give me a break. That was 11. Which is what it should be, yes. Okay. Yeah, I mean they don't, but at the same time there's so many pipes in the way, it's kind of annoying. And that'll just be a Mark 1. Yeah, there's just a general lack of space right here because of the piping. Alright, let's get this conveyored up. So, straight from Mark 2 to Mark 3. Mark 3. There's your 260. 390, 455, 520, 585, 650, 715. And then there. Yeah, checks out. The 840 is going towards iron plate constructors. Fun fact. So that's that. Guess what? That's pretty much all of the obnoxious routing done. In fact, is it? Yeah, I guess. Wire is a straight up split. Iron plates is just a Mark 1 belt off. Iron rods, Mark 1 belt off. Why am I making wire and iron wire? Whatever. Reinforced plates, just, again, split 60 off and it's fine. So yeah, that was the complicated part of this factory. Well, okay, there's still the water hookups, I guess. Hey, those already have pumps set up. Like suffering? I mean, I like having my factories work effectively. I don't like suffering. I like efficient factories. I mean, hey, if it lets it place it. Okay, we're not going from that side, though. Yeah, it's still the wrong side. There we go. That should line up nicely. Yeah, I don't know. That should be... That should be fine as it is, but whatever. I guess that's fine. Then there's not really that much more room for one. Okay, I can go there with that. Stop snapping to a stupid spot, you damn thing. That's 1200 water available right there, at most. For the pure iron, I need just under 600. So I don't think I need that. Although copper sheets require some. You're doing 80? Yeah, you're gonna need to do 26 plus 28 plus 26. No, actually, you know what? There. Easy. And the rest of it is just 120. I kinda doubt that. You know, it'd honestly be a lot easier for me if this just wasn't here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No! Don't do that to me, bastard. That is 20. And then 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it's 200, but... No. 10. 227.693. There. Now that side is served by one pump. And then this can be... $240. Yeah, no surprise there. I don't even need this many pumps. Well, I was considering adding that pump there, but no matter what, it's going to be in a spot where it kind of clips, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't actually matter because it'll auto switch back to auto, but there, 240 for the entire line. That in from both lanes, and that leaves me room to actually get belts out here reasonably well. The water for copper and copper sheets has not been done yet, but copper sheets only needs 180, and pure copper is 246 total. And that's the last of the water. So, yeah, I mean, we made decent progress. Not perfect, but, I mean, better than nothing. Let's, dump some excess resources. I just realized I want to do that because I'm not keeping aluminum in my inventory yet, so we can dump that, we can dump those, we can dump that, and everything else. Can go back in, though not that. I'll keep those on my character. And that should send that up. It's really weird how that goes on 2.2 million because I dumped the extra things in there. Nice. Supercomputers are very valuable. In case that somehow wasn't obvious. Alright, dump you out. And I'm just gonna restock. Well, first off, you can go back to there. And then I'm gonna restock my inventory. I don't see any steel beams. I like keeping my inventory stocked because it's very useful at times. But also, I like having the resources on me. Not strictly necessary anymore, but it is helpful. Sometimes. Iron plates. I could just do that. Rubber has not been touched. Plastic needs to be topped off. Quick wire topped off. Iron rods topped off and an extra. Rotors topped off and an extra. Modular frames times 2. Didn't run out of copper sheets, surprisingly. And then motors are missing. There we go. Pick that up. And, I mean, I think that should be it. Right, if you don't see power, you can show that, but you can't show this. 155 coupons, okay. Okay, 155 is a bit much, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright, well, I mean, that's it. The factory's obviously far from done, but for the stream, that's it. Exit to desktop. And end scene. Alright, well, like I said, that's going to do it for tonight for Satisfactory. And honestly, I don't know that I'm going to play it Wednesday. As I said at the beginning of the stream, squeaky chair, I want to put off working on that other factory until mod support is out, so that I can use auto splitters, which will hopefully be updated sooner than not. Hopefully somebody will take that project on. I just realized I had that open. Not that it matters. So yeah, I might not be streaming Satisfactory as much. Depends. But I've still got things that I need to do for incentives and whatnot. Still got things for stuff. Okay, good. That's I can segue into that immediately. So I might play Pokemon stuff as a result because, I've got stuff to do with that. I've got more incentives to do, and yeah, Max, you know what I'm referring to. Segue. So I might get back to Pokemon stuff on Wednesday. Definitely didn't time it. As for Friday, hopefully it actually goes through this week. That was Wednesday's stream. Oh no, that's Thursday's stream. Oh yeah. Forget about the Tuesday and Thursday streams. I can't stream Satisfactory that much right now. I need the mod support. I'm running out of things to do otherwise. The mods are going to be critical for me because I refuse to do what I just did with the iron output more. Because that just gets obnoxious trying to balance that. But yeah, hopefully we should be racing in Assetto again this Friday. Although, that said, it's... Max, please tell me it's multi-class. If we're doing what I think we're doing, please tell me it's going to be multi-class. Because that... PLM is this weekend, right? Do people even refer to it as PLM? I don't know. I don't want to drive GT3s. All we've been racing as of late is fucking GT3s. You left your iron on the stove. Helpful. Most likely on. Good. Good. I love driving GT3s all the fucking time. So yeah, look forward to that. You don't make the rules. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be fun. Doing Road Atlanta in GTs only. I mean, Max, if you're willing to do it, I would say prep for both, just so it's not like, well, I mean, I didn't prep for it, so now that you're saying you want to do it. But, yeah. Yeah, the prototype is one setup. So there's that at least. Oh well. It's up to you, obviously. You're the one who does everything. I can just sit here and complain and not help out at all. Because, that's helpful. Anyway. So yeah, next stream will be Wednesday. In fact, you know what I'm going to do right now? Load up my dashboard. And, don't let the stream run. Yeah, okay, Max. I mean, whatever happens, happens. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Delete that Tuesday stream, that Thursday stream. Saturday can stay in place because there sure as fuck isn't going to be any GTA racing on my channel. Unless it's on 5M. I don't know if anybody else caught that. I mean, at least a couple people saw the clip in Discord, but I finally hopped on Project Homecoming over the weekend, and oh man, do I just want to play on 5M more. Oh man, you know how nice it was as well? having under 40 millisecond ping as opposed to like 120 like I'm used to with 8th gear. The limitation of 32 player slots is a bit rough, though, I will say, but that's fine. It ensured that I did the G-Fred, I guess. Missed out on the random all, though. Whatever. There will be more opportunities, but yeah, no, I just playing on Project Homecoming just makes me want to play more on 5M because GTA is still very good for racing, and King Cockstar. So yeah, anyway, those are your streams. That is the Seto? That is the Wednesday stream. It won't be Satisfactory, almost certainly. It's because I deleted the Tuesday and Thursday, and then the bot did its usual. Anyway. So, yeah. Probably won't be Satisfactory. Probably be something Pokemon related. I don't know if that will be more Legends, or if that will be a Warp randomizer, an item randomizer. Max, I've tried fixing that script multiple times. I honestly do not understand why it's broken. Like, I don't understand why it does that. I have multiple checks in place that should prevent that. And it doesn't. So I don't know. And the problem is, it's also very hard to debug because I essentially have to be streaming while it's happening. I mean, I'm sure I could trick it, but it's just not worth my time. Because I think in the entirety of having that command, it's only been run a couple of times off stream. And that's the main point where it needs to be accurate. Which it is, because it's not during a stream, so it doesn't fuck up. It only fucks up while I'm live. Listing you as author anywhere, if yes, try remove. Not how that works, Max. Anyway, I want to drop offline because it's 10 after already. But yeah, some sort of stream on Wednesday. Hopefully a Seto on Friday for once, because it's been a while. And then Saturday is, I don't know. Don't expect GTA, though. Yeah. I don't really have anything more to say. I'm going to run some ads, though, on the way out. If you don't want to stick around for them, that's fine. Just leave before they start playing. Don't worry, they won't start until like 15 seconds or so, maybe even longer after I shut up. So you got a good little bit before they start. But yeah, appreciate it if you stick around for them, but do as you will, because you're not gonna miss anything if you leave early. So that being said, that's gonna do it for me tonight. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Later.